The Fed is going to kill supply chain. The expectation of raising interest rates will cascade a whole new set of problems on the companies that we depend on. Don't be surprised that eggs cost $10 a carton. One reason why I believe that government economists get so many things wrong is because they live in their own little bubble. They don't interact with the people who create the goods, services, and jobs that keep this economic engine running. This lag of analysis is because they don't have their boots on the ground. I like to go directly to the source to find out what's truly going on. So who better to hear from than a financial health, data, and analytics company on the front lines? In this piece in Barron's, they state, the next wave of the supply chain crisis is building. Those expecting a quick end to the supply chain crisis are going to be sorely disappointed. The Fed, the bankers, the political talking heads are all telling you that things are going to start being under control in 2022. But remember, that's them talking from their bubble. In summary, this article goes on to state, port backups, trucker shortages, factory closures, and shortages of raw materials are huge contributors to this current wave of the crisis. But a second wave looms on the horizon. Public and private companies across the globe reduced short-term risk during the health crisis by adding cash and debt to their balance sheets. Meanwhile, their businesses must improve, and if they don't, they must get more liquidity to buy more time. If companies can't resolve the debt problems, they either fail or begin to cut corners that create unseen problems for their customers. That's why when the Fed talks about raising interest rates, there's a lack of understanding that this will cripple companies. The article further points out, Wave 2 of the supply chain crisis will come from suppliers that are profoundly degraded by the challenges of the past 20 months, where operational, reputational, and financial risk are being introduced. It will happen when companies cease being able to band-aid over problems with cheap and historically easy-to-access capital. Bottom line, at some point in the not-too-distant future, these and other companies that are facing a mountain of debt will need financing or refinancing as the case may be, and many will be unable to raise liquidity at affordable rates, if at all. This, among other existing problems, is why shortages of labor and supplies will continue through 2022. 2022 will be the beginning of where we start to pay the price for all the stimulus and money printing that we have done over the last 20 months. I can't stress it enough. The Fed is getting it all wrong. The Fed is planning to raise interest rates, which we see further hurting the supply chain. How much more can we all take? Make sure you subscribe so you can learn how to protect your money before the Fed destroys it.